Chris lives at.
Okay. All right. I'm ready to start. Let's see, I think we're on number 3 on text B. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. I've forgotten who. Did we start with, I think we started last week with Bobby.
No, Benjamin, he got the big one.
Benjamin? Okay. All right, Benjamin got the big one?
Last week, yes, sir.
Okay, well, let's give you the big one this week then.
Well,
Number 3.
that's the reason I said something. I saw number 3, so I do number 1.
No,
You want me to do number 1 first?
we've already done 1 and 2.
Oh, okay. Ho Theos, who reigned on agape, let's see, agape, tus, huius,
Which
kai.
one are you on right there? Are you on the one that's highlighted?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's that fourth word?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You just want me to read the English. I'm sorry.
Read the Greek. What I'm
Oh,
highlighting.
Okay. O Theos, who Ragnar, agape.
Is that agape?
Agape.
Is that agape? Read it again.
It's from agapo.
Apostele. Apostele.
Oh, well, okay. I'm on the wrong one. I'm at point 2. Okay, let me go back. Number 3. I'm sorry. Ho Theos ton hureon apostele angelos tois huios ton on God of the heavens sent out messengers to the sons of men.
Sent out messengers or angels to the sons of men. Okay? All right. Now, heaven is singular or plural? What is it?
Plural.
It's plural. It's usually plural in the Bible. Most of the time, there's a few times it's singular, but we still translate it heaven, but the God of the heavens, literally. Okay?
Okay.
All right. I think it's that way in Hebrew too. Okay. Try number 4 for us, if you will, there. Do you have any questions about number 3 or comments, Benjamin, before we go to 4?
I don't think so.
Okay. Number 4, if you would, Benjamin, please.
Okay. Ha Ioannes etoimadse hodon to wio en te eremo. And I said, John prepares the way of the sun in the wilderness.
Okay. Now notice you added the word thee before hold on, but if there's only one way, then it would still be definite, wouldn't it? Okay. He prepares the way. Now, we talked about this just a little bit last week, I think, or at least I did in some class I was teaching. But the way kings would have road builders to go ahead so they'd have an easier road to travel. Well, John the Baptist was harbinger. He was kind of preparing the way for Jesus, get people ready for him. Jesus was only going to have 3.5 years of personal ministry. And so he needed someone to help prepare the way, and that's what John did. Okay. Now we know this from Daniel 9 that he was only going to have a 3-year personal ministry. Okay, 3.5. I'm sorry. All right. Any questions? All right. Number 5. If you would, Bobby, please.
Hoi philoi expulse arton ton cosmo. The friends have bread in the world.
The friends have bread in the world, or it could be to the world, but that doesn't make sense, does it? Or by the world. So
Yeah,
in
the
the world.
sentence in general, I was confused by because I couldn't make a good sense out of it anyway. I looked at it.
He translated it as locative case. Is that what you were doing there? The friends have bread.
In the
Could
world.
be for the world, okay? All right. And could be in the world, all right, or by the world. Okay. All right. Any other comments there? As we get further into the book, we get more complicated sentences, and sometimes they just don't make a lot of sense, but we're reading the Greek, okay, as far as the Bible is concerned. But they'll eventually, at some point, we'll almost be translating from the text of the Bible toward the end of the book. That's what we'll be doing. Okay, number 6, I think. Who's next?
My turn.
Your turn. Okay.
Ha kurios, graphe, nente, biblo, tes, zoes.
Okay.
And I said, the Lord writes in the book of life.
Okay, in the book of life. Now, Zoe is a higher form of life. Bios is a lower form. And when they talk about spiritual life, it's always Zoe. In this case, Zoes is the genitive form of it, of course. Okay. Any questions? The Lord, Kurios, is a benevolent Lord too. Okay. This is a Lord that's very strong rudder and kind of arbitrary and very. It could be a good Lord, but it can be a dictator type Lord too. He's very strong. Okay. All right. Number 7, if you would, there. Back to Bobby, please.
Brother, you said Zoe was as opposed to what?
Bios.
Bios.
Yeah. I'll write it up for you up on the screen. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Let's put that backwards. Put that in. We change the font now. Okay, wait a font. Symbol font. There it is. There's BIOS. Okay.
Thank you.
And so that's more of a lower form of life, just biological life. Oh, what the next one, if you would, there. Who was next? I think it's back to Bobby.
Yes, sir. Ho didaskalos, didaske ton lagon, tois edephos.
Went down on me there, sorry.
The teacher teaches the word to the brethren.
Teacher teaches the word through the brethren or to the brethren? Which
I put to the brethren.
To the brethren is probably what it could be. It could be by means of the brethren, but that makes more sense to be to the brethren, okay? The teacher teaches the word to the brethren, okay? Any questions? Now we get to the harder part where you have to start thinking in Greek, and that's when you're going to learn more. Okay. The friend writes the word in the book, and we're back to, I guess, Benjamin, I think.
Yes, sir. I said, ha, philos, graphe, ton, logon, ente, biblo.
I like that. I think that's what I would have written, okay? Did you get that there? Bobby?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Let's come down to the next one. This thing right here just goes too much.
The son knows the good way. Ho, Weos, Genoske, Tone, Agathon, Hodon.
Okay? See, agathon is the good, and in that sense, it's good because it's morally good. We could have had kalon, which would be good, because it has all of its right parts in the right proportion. Okay? So there's two words for good. Okay? I don't know if we've had kalos yet or not, have we? Do you remember?
I think so.
All right, it'd be kappa, alpha, lambda, omicron, sigma. That's nominative, singular, masculine form of it. It's an adjective, of course. Okay?
Bobby, did you say Tane or Tom?
Tone.
Tom.
Okay.
Is it Tom?
That's what I.
What hodos is what gender?
Uh-oh, feminine. I messed that up. What is it? I even wrote down feminine beside it.
Okay.
He tastes. Tame, I mean. Tame. Agathane.
It should still be Agathon.
Agathon.
Tane, Agathon.
Yeah, tame.
Agathon.
Okay. Yeah. Thon. Okay. Yeah. Tame.
Okay. We'll get back to the adjectives. I think we have a whole section on our adjectives later. Okay, so we'll come back to that.
Okay.
Right. But the feminine adjective is a little bit different form than the masculine and neuter adjectives. Okay. Right. All right. Next one. The God of heaven, plural, loves the sons of men and sends the angels.
Okay, it's a long one. I said ha theos, tone, uranon,
Good.
agapa, tus, weus, wait,
So good so far.
well, for some reason I added anthropone, kai apostele, tus angelus.
Okay, I think that's good.
Is that what you got too, Bobby?
Yes, sir, but I left out the word men.
Okay, I actually have a carrot putting men in there because I left it out too, so that's why I was confused.
Yeah,
Okay,
throw pause. Let me put that right there. Okay. I'll highlight that, come back to it.
okay,
All right.
back to Bobby.
Number 4, John prepares in the wilderness the way for the Lord. Eones, I can't see. They told me it's I can't. Let me get my glasses. I can't. It looks like it's running together. Okay. It told my edze inte a Raymo ton hold on ace ton curion. Didn't see that.
John prepares.
John prepares.
Etomadze
Yes.
in the wilderness.
Inte Raymo.
So you put that in the locative case.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The way of the Lord. Okay. Any comments there, Benjamin?
Yeah, I did the end differently. I said tain odon to kurio. So I did it in the dative ablative for the sense of for. I saw that you did ace. I also thought about ace and gar, and I wasn't sure how well those would fit, so I landed on the dative.
Okay, well, it could be they overlap to a certain extent in their meaning. So, that's okay too. Okay, that would be permissible. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Say that again. What did you do at the end there? I'm gonna wait just a minute.
Instead of gar and ace, I just went dative on kurios, and I said to kurio.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right, let's go to number 5.
Okay. The good teacher tells the word of the Lord to men. Agathos, didaskalos, lege, ton, logon, tu, kuriou, anthropo. That's not right. Should be.
Okay, sounds pretty good. I was trying to listen to all that was said there. Okay, that sounded okay. Did you say anything there, Benjamin?
Did you, so just a question. I put to anthropo. Does the article go there with men or not?
Well, you don't have to have the article with men there. 2 men
Native.
could be probably dative case. Anthropos within the dative case. Okay. Anthropo.
Yeah, I did anthropo as well. I put the to there. I wasn't sure whether I should put it or not.
Well, it wouldn't be wrong to have it there. Okay. You're just singling out the men, and particularly what would be the difference is if it were there, you would probably look for some certain men in the immediate context that he's talking about. That would be your difference.
I see.
Without it, it's just men in general. And with it, you say the men, okay, what men? Well, maybe the men he mentioned in the verse before are real close immediate context.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Okay. All right. And Bobby was last, wasn't he, I think?
Yes.
Benjamin, number 6, please.
So God sends the angels of heaven to the brethren. And I said, ha theos apostelle ton angelon to uranu to adelphon.
Okay. All right. So it could be heaven, you put it in singular, and that's correct. But remember, frequently in the Bible, it's plural, but they still translate it singular. But I'm glad you went with the singular, because that's what it is here. I have found, 4 or 5 verses in the New Testament that the word heaven is singular. It is a few times, but almost always plural. And it kind of makes it kind of interesting because because the Holy Spirit shows a singular instead of normal plural, I'm looking for something different in the meaning. And I've studied on it, and I keep trying to come up with a good explanation for it. I'm satisfied there's one there, just old Marion Fox hasn't found it yet. Okay.
It's
Okay.
interesting you say that because just recently I was trying to think of a way how to explain to my 3-year-old what heaven is. And so, trying to describe a place, we often say like it's up there.
Yeah.
We point to the heavens. So I don't know, just something I was thinking about.
Well, there's at least 4 heavens in the Bible.
Celestial, telestial, terrestrial.
Well, there's the 3rd heaven mentioned in 2 Corinthians 12, I believe it is. But that's paradise. And then there's a heaven where God is, so that'd have to be a 4th heaven. The 1st heaven is where the birds fly. Second heaven is where the sun, moon, and stars are, and the third heaven is paradise, and the fourth heaven is where God is. So, but we only have three. He mentions the third heaven, but he tells us that's paradise, which we know is part of Hades. So that's the waiting place. So I would conclude there's at least four heavens. Okay, in the usage of the word heaven in the Bible. Okay. But I say at least, there may be more that I just don't understand, comprehend too. All right.
Did you use Adelphos at the end? To the brethren?
I said to adelpho, the dative.
But it's plural.
Oh, yeah. That would be to the brother, huh?
And you was talking about that heaven thing. It seems to me in this number 6, God sends the angels of heaven. Therefore, that would be where God was. That's the reason why it's singular. What I thought.
That makes sense.
So
Okay.
it would be tois adelphois then.
That voice. Plural. Dative plural.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Oh, thank you, Bobby.
That's
Okay, number 7, if you would, there. Back to, I think Benjamin did the last one, so Bobby's next. I think that's correct. If I
That's
remember correctly.
the son of the man bears the disease of men. Hoios anthropou thera no son adelphou.
Okay.
That's what I heard.
Okay. Sounded good to me. Did you hear anything?
But now, when he puts under parentheses there, is he trying to point out that he wants us to put that, like on that one, the definite article there?
Well, it means it's implied, and you can
Yeah.
have the definite article, but usually, I think the Son of Man is a reference to Jesus here,
Right.
diseases.
Okay, that's the reason why he put the "the" there. Okay, I understand that.
All right, let's get through this one. I think we're back to Benjamin, I think.
Yes, sir. The sons are begotten by the word. Hoi, weoi, genaontai, hupo, to logu.
Okay. So that's by the direct agency of the word, okay? All right.
The word.
Could be dia with the genitive also. All right. That would be through the intermediate agency of the word, okay? And again, that's how you view what's being said, okay?
Okay. Says the sons are begotten. They are begotten. Would that be not usi on the end of it? And not usi.
Passive.
Oh, I didn't make it passive. Say that again. How'd you do it?
Hoi, weoi, genaontai,
On time.
hupo,
Okay.
to logu.
Okay. All right.
What did you have? Sorry for the end of 7 again. I was trying to correct that, and
I had a genitive, adelpho. Adelpho. Did I spell it right?
at the end of 7.
Yeah, bears the disease of men.
Yeah, anthro.
Okay, that would be plural. Be on. Right?
Omega nu.
Yeah. Okay. What I do when I do these, I sit down and I write down the main word, and then I go back and go through the different, and that way sometimes I forget, like that one. I put down Adelphos, and then I go down through the list and then change it.
No worries. I appreciate when you point out, my errors, so thank you.
Oh, no, I do you too. Because I tried to get it right. Then like I said, I just put Adele Foss there. Then I went back and I said of man and just put OU on the end of it. Omicron Upsilon on the end of it. Say it in Greek.
Okay, any other questions or comments? All right, we'll go to the next lesson then. Now, we've had three genders. We've had two genders up to this point, masculine and feminine. We had feminine first, then we had masculine. Now we have the introduction of the neuter stem, neuter gender. And so the neuter, ho kurios, ho theos, ho pantokrator, naos, autais, tai, to, arnion. The Lord Almighty, the God, let's be literal, the Lord, the God, the Almighty. And so by repeating the article over and over again, he's telling you, stop and think, because he's putting emphasis on these. The Lord, the God, the Almighty. That's how you would probably want to read it. Temple, all right. And so temple is in what gender? Have we had Nao's temple? I don't know if we've had that word in our vocabulary. It's nominative case. So, ho kurios, nominative singular, ho theos, nominative singular, ho pantokrator, that's nominative singular. Now then, so we have three nominatives, and so one of those is the nominative case, and the other two are predicate nominatives. And naos is predicate nominative. So the Lord, the God, the Almighty, okay, all powerful, having all power. All right. The Lord God, the Almighty, is its temple. Now, is implied by the word naos being in the nominative case of predicate nominative. Right? And its temple is autais, that's a pronoun. I don't know if we've had that yet. I don't think we have. Kai, to, arnion. Now we've introduced two more words that are new to us, to and arnion. We've had kai. To is the neuter article. Arnion is bread or lamb. Lamb, something that's going to be slain in this case. All right, arnion, a lamb. All right. Now, what we have here is artos is bread instead of arnion, artos.
Brother?
I'm sorry.
How do you know which one's the nominative then and which one's the predicate nominative in that sentence?
Well, the first one in order will generally be the nominative. And if it has the article and the other one doesn't, it's definitely the nominative case, the subject, and the other ones are predicate nominatives. But right here, they all three have the article. So the first three are nominative case. And so they're repetition. It's very emphatic.
I see. Thank you.
And naos is a predicate nominative because it doesn't have the article. This is a form of emphasis in English as well as Greek. If I said the president, the commander-in-chief, the whatever, use that 2 or 3 designations for our president, then each one of those is still talking about the same person, and it could be that we're just emphasizing all the roles he has. In this case, that's what we see here, the Lord, right? But naos doesn't have an article, so it's a predicate nominative. That's how we know. Does that help?
Yes, thank you very much.
So all of those, the Lord, the God, the Almighty would be masculine.
They're all masculine, nominative, singular.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I'll make sure of that.
Pon is all, the first three letters, and all powerful.
Mhm.
Okay. It's all powerful one. Okay.
All right.
All right. The tau, omega, rho ending is an ending for someone who does something, or okay, it's like a title. Okay. All right. All right. Neuter stems in the Omicron declension. Nouns ending in on, Omicron new, in the nominative case are neuter and belong to the second declension. The declension of these nouns is very much like that of the masculine, feminine nouns in os, which is your second declension. They differ only in the nominative, accusative, and vocative cases. Both the neuter article and the neuter adjective are declined like the neuter noun in this declension. So the article and the adjective are declined the same way. I want you to notice something about this. We're going to show it. To, agathon, ergon. To is the, that's the article, that's the neuter article, agathon. Now we had agathos earlier. Agathos, this is an adjective. The on ending here will fit with the nominative singular neuter, but it can also fit with the accusative singular neuter and the vocative singular neuter. Here's one thing we're going to run into. It's kind of a little bit of a problem for us. And so this is a, and I know it's neuter. If we go to agathon, we could find that agathon in this form would also be the accusative singular masculine. So that could be a little confusing. But how do we know it's neuter? Well, because of the article in front of it. So that article tells us it's neuter. Ergon, work is neuter. It's the word work, ergon. Our English word ergometric has come from two Greek words, ergon, work, and metric, to measure. So ergometric tools, they fit your hand. They're easy to use. Okay, that's where that comes in. To, agathon, ergon, the good work. Now notice your genitive, ablative, singular article is exactly the same as the masculine articles. Okay? And agathu, ergon. Now, again, if I had two, agathu, ergon, let me highlight them, let you see what I'm looking at. Oops. It's not going to my right. All right. To agathu, ergon. All right. So I know this is neuter, even though the article and the ending could be masculine, the genitive being the same, because it modifies ergon, ergut, which is a neuter noun. So that's how I know it's neuter. But watch down here, your dative is just like your dative article in your masculine article. So agatho, ergo. Again, this is your adjective, and of course your article is an adjective too. Watch the ending on your article. In the genitive, the last two letters are the same in this right here. They're also the same over here in the noun. So the adjective and the article and the noun have the same ending except in the nominative and the accusative. Okay. So right here, genitive, ablative, dative, instrumental, locative endings are the same. O, omega, with the iota subscript. Is that clear?
Yes.
Now here's the thing that gets a little messy. The nominative article, singular, and the accusative singular article are the same. So sometimes it gets problematic as to whether it's nominative case or the accusative case. Okay. Now, usually the context takes care of it in good shape and you can see, okay? But it doesn't always work out that way, okay? Okay. Now, in our case here, notice your nouns are the same endings too. So you have your adjectives and your articles are the same. That's in the accusative, nominative, and accusative now. Look down here at the plural. Ta, ta, accusative, nominative. Agatha, now then, agatha. That's your adjective. There's your noun, erga, erga, erga. So again, we have a little bit of a problem when we come into the neuter gender. The nominative and accusative, both singular and plural, are the same. That is, the nominative singular is the same as the accusative singular, and of course it's different than the plural, but the nominative plural is the same as the accusative plural. Is that clear? Any question there? So that can be a little bit of a problem for us, okay? Now your genitive, ablative are the same form, okay? And they're the same form in both neuter and masculine. Okay, so that sometimes that causes problem too. Right, now we have another situation that's a little different. All right, I want you to see this down here. This is a point of syntax, syntax. That's from a Greek word to how you place things together. So syntax is how words fit together, come together. In Greek, a neuter plural subject usually, not always, but most of the time, has a singular, not a plural verb. And I don't know, there's some theories about that, but it might be because neuter things are just considered as things, so you lump them all together. I remember the word seed in English, we can have a sack of seed, say, or we can have one seed. And so it can be seeds, plural, or we can have seed, a sack of seed, and treat it as if it's singular. And so it's not too far-fetched. Right here, the example he used te, say mea, martyre, boy. All right. Te semera is these signs, and that's neuter plural. Martyre, that's from martyreo, it's an o verb. And so the epsilon iota is third person singular ending. And so these signs bear witness, they testify to me or of me, by me, or say right here, martyreo would take a dative object, okay, rather than an accusative object, okay, but that's another point of discussion, okay. All right, any question? So this is a peculiarity of it, so it becomes a peculiarity for us, something that's a little different. We can say it's an idiom, I-D-I-O-M, and that's from the Greek word idios, which means its own. It has its own peculiar way of doing things here with this. Right? When I studied Russian, the Russian teacher said when you go to Russia, don't look at a baby and say, what is it? Because they'll be insulted. You say, what is he, a boy or a girl? That's how you would say it to a Russian. And you'd say, what is he, a boy or a girl? In America, we'd say, what is it, a boy or a girl? No, people wouldn't be offended, but they would. So it's a peculiarity of our language that we will refer to a baby as it until we know its gender. Any question or comment? That's an English idiom. And I was told by my Russian teacher who grew up in Russia that it kind of bothered Russian-speaking people to hear that. Okay, all right. The neuter, nominative, and accusative are alike in all declensions. All right. The vocative is usually the same as the nominative also, although occasionally there are separate endings for the vocative. Any question? Section 67 will kind of throw you once in a while. All right. Now we have another kind of verb here. This is a contract verb. It's an OO verb, omicron, omega. So they contract like the epsilon and alpha in the present system. The rule is here that two omega or omicron vowels before oo and oo plus a diphthong a become oi. That's your rule. So let's come down here and look at our endings. We have play ro-o right here. And so it contracts because we have two O sounds, it becomes play ro. But it's going to be listed as play ro-o in the lexicon right here. That's what you're going to find in your lexicon, and this is what you're going to find in the text of the Bible. Play roy ace, play roy ace. And again, we got an omicron and a diphthong a, and that becomes, as we said up here, let me get that up just a little bit, it becomes oi. Right here it becomes oi. An omicron, the epsilon, the iota becomes oi. So this becomes oi. Omicron, the epsilon, the iota becomes oi here, right there. All right. Now we have two omicrons together, which we can't do that, by rho-omen. And so it becomes oo. It becomes oo. That's this rule right here. Two omicron vowels become oo. So these two omicrons here become oo. And again, right here, this before an epsilon also becomes oo. Right here, epsilon or alpha becomes oo. And omicron with oo becomes just oo. And the circumflex tells us above it here that we lost a letter. That's what it tells us. Like our contraction can't, we put an apostrophe in there to say a letter was left out. Does that help? Any questions? Play roain again, it would become oo. Play rune. Right, that's active voice. That's how it contracts. And these are the rules for that one right there. That's how we know how to do it. Okay? That'll get your OO verbs. Play ro is I fulfill. And so I fulfill something, or I fill it up or fulfill it. Then we have the middle passive forms of it. And we have play ro, and then it becomes play ro, and then drop the omega and put omai there. And so the two omicrons become a nu again. Follow the rule. And omicron with an eta, it becomes an oi. It functions like an epsilon, so it becomes an oi. And play ro etai, and that becomes a new play rutai. And play ro omathar, two omicrons become play rumathar. And play ro este becomes play ruste. And then right here we have play ro ontai, play runtai. And play rusai, play rustai, play rusai, play ro esti becomes play rustai. Okay. Any comments there? These are just how they contract. But again, play ro-o would be, this was what you'd find in your lexicon if you're looking it up in the Greek English dictionary. So it has the same meaning as present tense in omega vowels, okay? With omega verbs and other contracts, or the contracted noun verbs, okay? All right, any questions? All right. Arneon. That's a lamb. Notice neuter, it's neuter gender. This your genitive ending. That's a neuter article, so it tells you it's a neuter word. Incidentally, in the Old Testament, in the Hebrew, the word lamb is used for a baby sheep or a baby goat. If you study it out, it can be either, because it says they can offer a lamb of the sheep or the goats. Okay. Biblion. That's a book. But the eon ending right here, remember we said children, the little small children can be spoken of in the neuter. Biblion, the eon ending that I've highlighted, iota omicron nu, is a diminutive, a small form of something. So that would be the little book, a little book. I think that's what you find in the book of Revelation, Biblion, the little book. Took the little book. Biblos is a regular book, and it's really a scroll, is what it is. We call it a book. Okay. And so, ergon. Oops. Okay, I can't do that. I'll just have to not save it. Okay. This thing is kind of funky whenever I try to. Okay, ergon. Let me do this. See if this will do it. Hold on. I won't worry about it. Ergon is worse.
About ergonomics before you
Yes.
saying ergon.
Ergonomics, yes. Measured out for our hand to work, to do work, to measure it out to do work more efficiently. See. And diakoneo. Yeah, sorry. Dikaio is to justify or declare righteous. That's a verb, of course. Doron is a gift. Now then there's more than one word for gift. This is not the one for the gift in Acts 2:38, okay? Okay, it's a different word, I think that's correct. Zeloo, it's an o verb. That's I am jealous, I have zeal. Now, the word jealous and the word zealous are the same word. Okay, so keep that in mind. Therion is a wild beast, and notice it's neuter. Herion, and that's a temple, the whole temple. Naos, which we had earlier, is a temple that's not in here, but it's a temple that is the sacred part of the temple. So it's a different part of the temple. Okay. All right. Mysterion, mystery, secret or mystery. Again, this neuter. Emation, garment. And esteo is I eat. Omoio is I liken. A word homo comes in like homonym and other things that are like one another. Homo is a prefix in the English language, things that are the same. Oklos, a crowd, that's masculine. Paidion, notice it's neuter, it's an infant. So we have a paidion, little infant, child. Ploion, boat, tow, it's a neuter. Pleroo, we've already had it, I fulfill or I make full or multiply. Probaton, that's a sheep. And it's different from a lamb. We've had a lamb also. Technon is a child, and that's neuter again. Tau, of course, is your neuter article. Sabbaton, and that's Sabbath or rest. Say maon, That's a sign, and then notice this neuter also. And I added this word, did you get this? Did you get the file I sent you today? Eschatos. And the word eschatology comes from this, and that's the study of last things. This is the word last. Last in time, last in place, the extreme, okay? Any questions? And so the eschatology is the study of last things, okay? All right. What we're going to do now, we're going to start next week with exercise text A, section 70. Do you have questions? Are they confused? Are you still there?
Yeah, we I'm still here.
Yeah, we're here. Just a lot to take in.
Did we start back at chapter 1?
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, I'm having trouble keeping up with all the conjugations for sure. Declensions. So as we keep adding more,
I will
it's
send
like,
you fellows a file that has them all laid out for you, okay?
okay.
Or at least up to where we are and beyond, okay? I'll send it to you. Try to send it to you tonight when I get home, okay?
All right, thank you.
Okay, that was our bell.